Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is the American dollar. And I'm absolutely certain that we're heading into a global monetary system reset. You've heard of the global reset, right? You've heard all these different terms of when it comes to money, the finances, the economy, okay, different things, okay? The Fed has ruined the American dollar. Their aggressive actions to beat inflation have failed. As the world further tilts toward recession, the next Great Depression, leaving Americans suffering heavily, the rate hikes and recent printing of $7 trillion are accelerating the collapse of the US dollar. The dollar is set to lose its status as the world's reserve currency. To make things worse, 46 and the Fed are currently working on a secret project called Project Hamilton. It's a new form of digital currency that will obliterate our freedoms and our privacy. America is out of time, and we are feeling just the tip of this gigantic iceberg that will sink the U.S. ship very, very soon. This is not the time to gamble with your money while the U.S. monetary system is heading into a reset. You have to understand that the relationship that you have with your bank in order to protect your assets is not what you think it is. You've heard of bail in, bail out, right? Remember in 2008 when all those banks got bailed out, bail in, bail out, and all those things, and you kept hearing, what the hell does that mean? Remember? So what is a bail in? How can a bail in affect your right as a depositor? A depositor meaning you deposit money into a bank, right? You have like automatic deposit with your paycheck or your SSI check or whatever, or your disability check, stuff like that. Okay, right? A legal fact is that the money you have deposited into your bank is a loan. It's a loan that you have made to your bank for which you earn interest. The bank then takes your money and loans it to others. And I know you're thinking, what? Listen. And then it makes money based upon the differential in interest rates as well as fees. If the bank is on a shaky financial ground, like you're seeing how banks are failing left and right and this and that, and other banks are buying out other banks, and we had just actually gotten a notice through email that one of our banks that we were dealing with, me and my husband, was actually just bought out by another bank called Regions Bank. And we're like, when did this happen? And why did this happen? We've been dealing with this bank for like 5 years now, and we're getting a notice by email. Okay. It's happening to banks that you would never think of, but it's happening. Okay. And my husband said to me, well, what are we going to do? I'd be like, there's nothing we can do. It happens. It just does. So, like I said, if the bank that you deal with is on shaky ground, which I just described to you, what just happened to me and my husband, and your money is sitting in, say, bad loans, this ultimately becomes the problem of the creditor, not the depositor, the creditor, i.e. you, the individual. So it's me. I am at fault. Why? Because the bank didn't do what they were supposed to flip and do. Shockingly, the percentage of the public that truly understands this legal reality is still relatively insignificant. Okay, so if you have a loan like what we were dealing with, okay? Because years ago, we didn't have $5,000 to put a new AC unit in our house. We had to get a loan through a bank to have a new outdoor unit and an indoor unit, like, you know what I'm saying, you know, because we have central air. We didn't have the $5,000 to just plop down and say, yay, we're here, okay? So we had to get a loan. So the bank that we got a loan through, which thank God in 2 more payments it's going to be paid off, but still that bank has now been bought out by Regions Bank. But now that's apparently my flipping problem. So the legal reality is it's still relatively insignificant because a lot of people still don't understand in their minds, because a lot of people either they don't care to understand, or because it's so much legal jargon that they just don't understand, which I can understand where you're coming from. So what is a bail-in, and how does it affect your right, my right as a depositor? A bail-in is another form where banks and financial institutions are rescued, like Obama did. Oh wait, yay! Right? Where the responsibility is transferred from taxpayers, in the case of a bailout, to depositors, which is you and me in this case. It was first introduced in 2010, right? With Obama, direct result, bailout. 2008, too big to fall. Hey, banks, financial institutions. In other words, bail-in will not add to the government's deficit, will allow banks and financial institutions at risk of failing to take some of your deposits to bail themselves out. So your money just bailed them out. So what do? Shit. You know what I mean? One of those. So will a bail-in likely happen? With our economy heading towards recession or another Great Depression, inflation at an all-time high, we can barely afford to put food on the table, let alone pay everything else. How's the market in bubble? It's going to burst. Boom! Uncertainties are looming over the heads of all of us Americans. Will banks be able to unwillingly hold your money if another 2008 scenario takes place? Well, in addition to what happened in the recent years in Canada, in Greece, in Cyprus, and Venezuela, suggests that it's likely possible. In fact, currently Beirut, Lebanon, banks have seized millions of accounts for the past 2 years, where the depositors are in a financial lockdown. So imagine that. Keep that in the back of your head. Can that happen here? Yep. Are you ready for that? Nope. Do you have money put away? Probably not. Why? Because we've all been living off of our savings to try and catch up. Living on credit. Why? So we can catch up. Okay? I want you to keep all of this in the back of your head. Alright? Because I know a lot of us are trying to pay down our debt, pay off our homes, you know, to be more financially secure and stuff like that. You know, have a nest egg and all, right? I know, believe me, I'm right there with you. Alright? So I just wanted to talk about this just a little bit. Put a little bug in your ear. Okay? Because I love you guys. You're my family. Alright? Alright, I'll see you in the next one, okay? You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fear less. Ciao.